Gary.
William.
Locke and Key. Just move a tiny bit. Okay.
It's all Marchese and Buller. It's all Marchese and Buller.
Welcome to Marchese and Buller, and this episode we're talking about Locke and Key, the new series that's on Netflix. I believe they put out the whole season. I don't know how much longer it's going to be, but it's based off of the graphic novel by Joe Hill. Joe Hillstrom King, for anybody who doesn't know, that's Stephen King's son. I started watching briefly. I know Gary watched a few more episodes than I have, and I'm going to watch some more. I mean, it was interesting, but so far it's starting to look like another haunted house show. And I'm not against that. I'm not against haunted house shows if new life or new circumstances are injected into the whole thing. So I'll see. But you got the family. I think the dad's not there. I believe he died, right? Or something like that.
That's what they're inferring.
Okay, and he gave this weird-looking house, and the siblings act like generic siblings. They even throw in the awkward stilted slang, and voila, you got yourself a little, I'm being a little critical about it because a lot of, I just think that a lot of these new movies are ghost stories over and over and over again. There's nothing new. There's no demons. There's no summoning this or something crazy and spectacular happening. It's just, there's a ghost, and and sometimes it's part of the person, and that's what horror is. You look into yourself and you see your ghosts pretty much, and that's what scares you because you're seeing what mostly scares you. That's what it was all about. What you saw of the clown was what you feared most, and I would like to see new takes on old ideas. Just some in general. I don't want crazy, outlandish ideas where it's just so crazy that you're like, oh, this is insane. But just enough that you're like, wow, that stuck with me. Like, look at that other movie, It Follows. That was a very, new idea. I mean, it's not groundbreaking, but it's a new idea and it injected new life into horror. This is one of the reasons why I'm slower to submit stories and create them, because I don't want to just put out the same old stuff that everybody else is doing. I want to try to figure something out that's new. Just like how Clive Barker wrote Hellraiser, and that was very original, and Dean Koontz wrote The Bad Place, and Stephen King had all his stories, and Anne Rice even injected new life into vampires.
Well, I know a little bit from the comic books, as you know. I really, really like Joe Hill. He's one of I've met him 2 or 3 times. He's one of my favourite authors. He differs from his father. He's less full-out horror and more kind of creepy speculative fiction. But with Locke and Key, it's never ever floated my boat, even when it was the graphic novel and even when there was talk of developing into a TV series. I wasn't really that excited by it. I kind of feel watching the show, and I'm only about 3 or 4 episodes in, but it feels like Joe Hill trying too hard. You got like this, like I said, this generic family who move into, they're called the Locks, by the way, L-O-C-K-E, and they move into a house called the Key House. It feels like, you're trying a little hard there with that. And then one of the youngest kids, Bodhi, kind of finds lots of keys, and each key is magical and does a different thing. The comic books, I don't know how far they go because I've not really delved into them that deep, but I know that there's lots and lots and lots and lots of different keys, and they all have different purposes and they all do different things. So it's just like this strange,
like that Asian guy in the beginning that like kind of stabbed his chest with the first key.
Exactly.
And then the whole house just blew up and
things like that. There's and it just smacks of Joe trying too hard to me. And it just smacks of someone trying to make money out of his name. I have not been that impressed with it. In fact, the last episode that I watched, I kind of carried on writing while it was playing in the background, and it just didn't attract my attention so much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do. Someone bought me actually a Locke and Key colouring book, but that's the only Locke and Key thing I actually own. It's just never floated my boat anyway. The idea of a house with magical keys just does not do it for me.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, it's like you got the kids, and then, you got the big brother that's smoking, and Dad wouldn't like that. And then the only thing I didn't like, it gave me a little anxiety, was that cliff that's at the side of the house. Yeah. And then all this stuff is in the first episode, so we're not like ruining anything. But
no
spoilers. It's a little that cliff. But then that's just me personally. So
I believe Joe Hill actually makes a cameo in it as well.
Oh yeah.
He's a paramedic in one of the episodes. It looks like the least paramedic you'd ever see.
Really?
Yes. But, because he's got like the sort of bowl haircut, and he's got the beard and all that.
Oh,
so,
okay. I liked when everybody was going into this town. The town is beautiful. I mean, I can see like if there's any kind of natural disaster, that road is going to be destroyed. And you're locked. That road is going to be destroyed, and you're locked in that town. And the town is beautiful itself. They go into that place, and it's kind of weird that they get the guy gives them a break. So that's setting up for something. Obviously, later on, you see that they maybe have financial troubles or something. But all in all, it could also be just like how Walking Dead took advantage of being made into a show. I'm surprised it's not on AMC. But then again, mostly everything that's from Netflix goes to AMC because they did the one Gran Turismo.
We saw it it was a Netflix production that we saw.
But with that said, Lock and Key. Are you going to watch it? Are you going to finish it after what we said? It's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad. From what I've seen so far, Gary says he's going to continue watching it. I'm probably going to continue watching it. But, leave your comments down below and let us know what you'd like us to review. If not, I'm probably going to review, like, The Outsiders, or what's that other one you were saying?
Dr. Sleep?
Dr. Sleep. I might as well do that, because I've read most of the books. So. Yeah. So maybe we'll do that next time.
And we'll see you next time. Oh my god.
It's all with Marchese and Locke. It's all with Marchese and Locke.
Just move a tiny bit. Okay, right there. You're perfect. Just move it to your right. Yeah, perfect. Excellent.
Cool.
Let's see. Wait. Let me get my. Let me scroll down to my monologue. So
Prepared.
So it's all on one page.
Nice.
Just some in general. I don't want. I don't want crazy out. It follows. That's new, and that blows their mind. How vampires. I want to find something that makes my footprint huge. But that's writing. So this is just basically, I think that's where it's going. There's obviously some deviations.
Stephen King, I suppose. So it feels like he's a paramedic in one of the episodes.
Oh, okay, okay.
So you do get to see Joe in it.
Don't get me wrong. Wait, he looks like what?
He looks like the least paramedic you'd ever see.
Yeah. He looks like his father, I think, when he was younger.
He does a little bit, yeah. Except I don't think he's quite as good a writer as his dad, but he's
I always thought
pretty good.
Joe Hill had this kind of like white zombie kind of thing. He always had this kind of young rocker.
Yeah.
Like his father, but like a young rocker, so he doesn't really get to things as like his father does, but he has his own. That's how I always just saw it, especially with that other story with the horns.
Horns. Yeah.
But, you know,
I didn't like Horns so much.
No, I actually liked. I dug that. I dug that story. I kind of liked, but yeah. And there was another one. I think I forgot. I read another one, but I totally forgot the name.
There's 20th Century Ghosts, which was the collection.
The short stories. Yeah.
Then there was Horns. Then there was the Fireman.
I haven't read that. I have it though.
Heart-shaped box.
Heart-shaped box. That's the other one. That one I liked as well. That one was pretty good.
Even from the get-go, it didn't really capture me too much. I think conversely, The Outsider, we saw about 3 or 4 episodes of that as well.
Yeah.
The first 2 are really, really good. The first 2 episodes of The Outsider are like, I don't think I've been gripped by a series as much like that since, maybe Game of Thrones or something like that.
Wow.
But it's like the book. I know you've not read The Outsider, but the book starts off really, really well. Mm-hmm. Like, you think, wow, Stephen King's turned a massive corner here. You know, he's been off the he's been off the rails a little bit, Stephen King, in terms of what he's writing for the past decade or so. And when The Outsider came out and I first read it, I was like, this is him back to his old self. You know, something really good, really interesting premise. But the TV show is exactly the same. It starts off a couple of episodes, you're absolutely hooked. You're literally like, I've got to watch the next one. And then sort of the bit where there's the whole mystery about why there's 2 people in different places at the same time, that kind of gets solved. And then after that, I just wasn't interested. Again, it's like, sort of, the interest's gone for me, and it's just like a bit of a link to that.
Yeah.
But
you know, sometimes with Stephen King, when they're translated into into the screen, they're very cliched. It's very cheesy the way they and not all the time, but a lot of the time when you translate a Stephen King book, because he's going all over past tense, present tense, and they can't really capture that in a linear kind of movie that you only got like 2 hours. You know,
I really liked Doctor Sleep. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but I'm not quite sure how much of that I liked because of the nods to the Kubrick film.
Yeah. We'll have to do that because I started reading the book and I'm like, I think maybe 75% through. It's nothing like the original movie. It's just, but I mean, maybe I didn't get to the part where it does become more, because they're showing like the pictures of him in the doorway, like his father in that, you know, the original. But I don't know. It didn't attract me and keep me like the original book. But
I'll finish it.
I'll probably finish it too.
I've committed to it now. I may as well.
But like you said, when you got to write, you know, it's just you know, for us at least, we're you know.
I definitely know there's a fan base for it because there was that little bookshop near where Joe lives. Is it in
New Hampshire?
New Hampshire or something? Yeah, maybe. Is it Portland Bookshop? Is it
that
West
I don't
Portland?
know.
Is that in Maine? But anyway,
Maine,
there's like a bookshop that you can always get signed books there and everything. They were selling for a while keys, you know, like from the comic book at the time. You know, you can get all the different, the house key, the ghost key, the wiener key. You know what I mean? You get all these different keys. They were collectibles, but I know they sold really well. So I know there's an audience for Locke and Key.
Oh yeah. I mean,
who must have obviously really dug the comic books.
Yeah.
Because there's these collectibles that you can get and stuff. So
yeah, you're definitely going to get. You know, I mean, there's always going to be an audience. A lot of these places, they want a huge audience. Like if you're on AMC, they want you to have millions of views. So, but he was also dissed, I heard, in England. Like he wanted to write for Doctor Who.
Really?
Yeah.
Doctor Who, I don't generally watch over here. I used to watch when I was a kid, you know, man, years ago. You know, the Daleks and all that used to scare the hell out of me. The Cybermen and all that.
Yeah.
Apparently he wrote, you sort of sent a treatment or whatever you call it for Doctor Who, and they turned him down.
Yeah. They said he wasn't English enough. They said he wouldn't understand.
It was too American. Because the thing about Doctor Who, to be fair, is it's very quintessentially sort of English. And I don't know if you get that if you ever watch it as American, but it really is kind of an English thing. And it's the same as James Bond. You know, if you got sort of like an American writer.
But now aren't they changing everything up like now for the newest one?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about the latest one. I know Daniel Craig's back as James Bond.
Oh, okay. You know, this is the thing. Okay, right? He said it was the best rejection he's ever got. But then on social media, which is another subject that we talked about, people go, oh, they start saying incendiary things about him. You know, oh, an American can't blah blah blah, and this in English blah blah blah. So I just stopped. Yeah. At that point, I said, you know what, that's it. I got the story. I don't need any more. But yeah, it was kind of crazy.
To be fair, it probably got rejected because it wasn't good enough. You know, I know lots of English writers and comedians and, you know, screenplay writers who've tried to get into Doctor Who and they've not. And I know a lot have tried to sort of get an episode with Black Mirror as well, and they've not managed to do that because it's notoriously hard to write for these things, you know.
Yeah.
So it gets rejected like everyone else.
Yeah.
So.